The Esoteric Order of Roleplayers present A Restful Journey, a Ryuutama campaign, with Rainy as the Game Master.
Sure, let's record. Why not?
Let's do it.
All right. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. Just for the listeners, since they can't see. Hi, I'm Rainy. I'll be running our Ryuutama in between restful adventure after the abuse that we suffered in Monsterhearts.
Wait a minute.
And enjoyed suffering. It's not the whole Monsterhearts crew for this one.
Right.
But we do have good folks here today. So I will, as Des often does, recognize each of you on mic so they know who's here.
Cool.
Hi, Des.
Hi.
Hi, David.
Hello.
Hi, Santiago.
Hi.
Hello. All right.
Hi, Rainy.
Hi. So yeah, we're going to be running a little short jaunt into Ryuutama, which is a fun sort of traveling storytelling game. It was originally a Japanese table talk game that has been translated into our tabletop universe that we have here in the West.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's a good place to start with kind of the philosophy of the game.
Mhm.
So in Japan, they do call them table talk RPGs because the idea is the focus culturally tends to be more around what we say to each other, the story we build together. It's actually like a really popular genre in Japan is like the transcript of your game, like the story of it rather,
Mm-hmm.
so it's just like, it's like a little shift. And I think this game is very much in line with those like ideologies.
Nice.
But yeah, so in this game, I'll start with a few things that are true, because I know before we even start building characters, there was something Santiago pointed out. We should have a little bit of world building. There are only a few things that are set. The rule book straight up says, like, what do you do with the rest of it? You make it yourself. We're not giving you anything. So yeah, there are a few things that are true. And we'll keep those, but then we'll make some decisions about some other things that might be true about our world as well. So the first truth that will have to be true for the game to make sense is that there are 4 dragons that kind of empower everything. They give the magic, the power for a lot of things to exist in the world. And they are seasonal dragons. So there's a dragon for winter and for summer, which we are apparently swearing at right now, and for spring and for fall. And these dragons imbued parts of their power into lesser dragons. And those are the dragons that create the terrain and the weather and things like that, to the point where even the symbols we will use to denote weather have little dragon-y symbols on them, because it's actual dragons that make them. Like cloud dragons, I think, are my favorite so far.
That's so cool.
And so it is known in your world that dragons exist. Their effect is very clear and obvious. And they are not considered to be like malign entities in any way. They are not the dragon in the dungeon. They are these powerful kind of meta creatures that really create the world around you and that you live in harmony with. So that is a difference that you may notice from some other games so far. There is a FAQ in the book that's like, can you fight the dragons though? And it's like, well, you shouldn't. Like, why would you do that?
Who the heck's doing that? Why?
How many hit dice do they have?
But what are their stats though? The second truth that we will accept, although we will provide some flavor for it, is that for every person in this world, at some point in their life, they are called to go on a journey.
Okay.
It will happen to everyone at some point in their lives. And it can manifest as like an intense wanderlust, or there's something that you need to do or to find, and you just know in your heart that you are the one who has to go and do it. And this is an expected part of life in this world, to the point that where as you travel, when you go to new places, they have services for travelers there because traveling is common. This is a normal thing. And that's why it's usually only a couple of days between real locations and things like that, because this sort of moving through the world at some point in your life is a thing that is done.
Okay.
So unlike some other games or even hex crawlers and things like that, you're not going to be traveling for days at a time where it's just like set up camp, take down camp, wilderness adventure. It's really, there is a stint of travel between real locations that you will get to. And that is how the game is designed. But this next part is what the first question we'll need to answer together. Something that is true in your world, we will have to decide if you as people know about it or not.
Okay.
So we know that dragons kind of have this power that affects and creates the world around you. But where they get that power is not from nowhere. It doesn't just come from nothing. It's a cycle. And so what is true is as you go on these journeys, as people go out and travel, the tales that they create with their adventures actually feed those dragons to allow them to do what they do.
Okay.
So in your world, are people aware that their urge to travel is really there to help imbue the dragons with power? Or is this something that you know happens, but not the why of it?
I like the idea of them not knowing and just sort maybe learning, maybe over the course of like part of the journey, maybe realizing that. Maybe I think some people, how about this? I think some people know about it, but they're not allowed to say it. And then when you do your journey, then you find out.
You become like in the know. Like
Yeah.
once you
That's just an idea. Yeah.
You get a rite of passage type of situation where you come out the other side and you can't. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was thinking, since I'm going to do a minstrel and they travel all the time, I assume there's sort of the exception to the rule. Like some people just travel once in a while with the minstrels. Like I travel all the time.
Yeah,
so it's
everyone
like
will go at least once, but some people are just travelers. That's just what they do. Yeah, totally.
So it's like I might know that that's the case, but I don't tell people because it's like you have to find it out for yourself.
I like that.
You're like, no spoilies.
Yeah, exactly. What if I told you that the dragons would cause you that?
Oh my gosh.
All right. So then as part of this world, some of you may be more aware of it than others. When you set out on a journey, there is someone who will be watching gleefully from the bushes. Me. And
as per usual, if you weren't spying on us in some element, way, shape, or form, it would feel weird.
Right.
So,
we have to ease you out of the Monsterhearts universe. Yeah. So like continuing to creep on you is, part of that. So there are Ryujin, or dragon people, that actually are the caretakers of the dragons, the ones who feed them the stories so that they can continue to grow and do what they do. And so when you set out on your journey, there will be one that I basically just made me, who will basically my job is to make sure you have an excellent adventure. If things get too hairy, to make sure they don't go in a bad direction, because that makes for a bad story. But otherwise not interfere too much. I'm mostly there to write down the dirt and tell the dragon about it, and it's very exciting. But you will notice forms of the region around, kind of helping you maybe when you've lost your way or things like that, and helping to stir things up when they get too boring. Very typical GM job, except I actually have a character who exists while I do that. So that's the only difference. And in our game, I am playing a green region.
Okay.
So our focus, our keywords for that are based around like the journey and exploration and hope and balance and adventure. Less on the heavy stuff. Not super combat focused or anything, but there will be that too. But it's the adventure. I thought it was good for a nice Restful Journey one.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will tell you my artifact is a torch. And inscribed upon it are the words, "After the rain, the ground hardens." And this is a sign, since I know we're doing a short run, my artifact will allow you to be given extra experience each session. So you should see a little bit more ability to increase what you can do compared to what you'd normally see in a short amount of play.
Okay.
So it just boosts things, but I'll give you some details about how that happens as we get into it.
Nice.
But yeah, so that's the type of adventure we're dealing with. But I think the other thing we have to establish, we know by default in Ryuutama, there are humans. There are also kind of cat folk. There are neko goblins. There are insect folk. There are gob roaches.
Wow.
They exist.
Wow.
So what I want to know is when we talk about the people of your world, what are we talking about? Are we basically mostly talking about humans? Are we talking about other things? What do the people of your world look like?
Very topical conversation.
I mean, I like a combination of different beings. What do y'all think?
I was gonna say, I hope we're talking about other things. Just because having all kinds of it was funny. I was gonna pitch a world where it's like kind of a Gretzko type of world, but also with humans, where there's just all these different animal people. And then I was like, but they straight up don't address that it's like one of the bosses, one of the main characters, he's a pig, and his wife is pig, and he has two little daughters that are pig, and all that kind of stuff. And it doesn't get addressed that you eat ramen with like a pork cutlet and stuff like that, and like everything's the same.
Oh no!
Everything's the same. Nothing's changed.
Right.
You just have these, and it's basically.
How do you know that's pork?
It's like, don't worry about it.
That's human.
It might be human.
Oh God.
Yeah, on the farms where the humans are.
Yeah, exactly.
Could be long pork.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's no bird people in there, but there's the egg and the ramen and all that.
Yes, I would like to point out that the personal assistant is a secretary bird. Just saying, bird nerd.
I love it.
Yeah, I like that idea. It's like there's humans, and then there's sort of like animal spirits in physical form, maybe.
Humanoid folk, but animal style.
Animal
style. And are they just kind of? There's just a mix. They live in like species specific cultural groups? How do you want to do that?
I'm picturing
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go.
I just like the idea that in any given bustling, urban environment, you could expect to see, all the different representatives of all the different denizens of the world doing mundane, normal, just going about their lives. Like I'm kind of seeing the opening of like Ghost in the Shell anime, where it's just the cityscape, like kind of sliding past, and people just living out their stupid little lives, going to their dumb little jobs, and like
fantastic and relaxing lives.
Yeah.
Yes.
One.
Yes, going about their fantastic and relaxing and very fulfilling lives. But instead of everyone being human, you have humans and you have all sorts of other stuff that we want to populate it with. I like that idea. But
Yeah, I like there being like the bigger towns might have a mixture of some folks, but then like there's certain villages or areas that's like, oh, we know that this group lives here, or this is where they, kind of a home base for some of them. I think that might be good if there's just different little towns that may just be known to have a certain group.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking too. And then there are some that mix more readily than others, perhaps.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm sure some of it is going to be like, if you're in a coastal town, you might see more crab people than you do like in the woods.
Oh my God. Oh no.
That's right, crab people.
No.
So very good. Very
up in
good.
the mountains, you get llama people and goat people.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, totally. Okay, cool.
So it's like biome based kind of deal.
So terrain is going to be, it's a whole character that affects your journey. So as you travel, the terrain and the weather are both accounted for in every role that you make and everything you do. And for your minstrel, the songs that can be learned and played are very specific to those things as well. David, are you prepared to name all of your songs as you?
Oh man,
you make them?
Be.
Okay.
I think you will be. Yeah.
But yeah, so
I could see you doing that.
Yeah. Totally.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. So I think those are all good. And then over the course, I know our listeners wanted this, but as we knew we were getting into this, you all have shared much inspiration in our secret Discord. So it has given me an idea of the types of things that you think of when you think about this game and kind of what you're expecting to see, and I'm into it. So let's begin with character creation, and then we'll roll back to our hometown a little bit, and then we'll finish up character creation. And that will be kind of the thing that we're doing today. Okay. So let me pull up reference. I need my notes all the time. All right. Oh, yeah. And then we, of course, need background music that we may or may not be sued for, and it's fine.
Oh, my God.
It's fine.
Yes.
All right.
So do we have to pick like Japanese names for our characters?
No. So that's the thing, is I think a lot of people default to kind of the idea that it's very like Miyazaki, like our idea of old world Japan sort of stuff. But it's really not in the game design. It's not specified that it is that way. Right. And so certainly, and I think even in some of the examples with characters and stuff like that, just like with anime, there's a lot of Western names and concepts and stuff like that too. So it's very much the world as we create it. It doesn't have to be based on Japan, although it can be inspired by. It's totally up to what we all decide how we want to handle that. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Our first step in this process is going to be to choose our classes, which I think you all have already done.
Yeah. So
if you would like to share what your classes are, that would be good.
Yeah. All right. I'm picking this Desert. I'm picking Noble.
Nice.
And as already implied, I am picking a minstrel.
Cool. I'm going artisan, baby.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Beautiful little mix of our character classes. So what you will notice, especially because I think you did the class specific sheets, is that it does tell you what your special skills are on that sheet and the kind of the abilities that go with them to do the types of dice rolls that you will be doing for your class, which will be important to understand. But our next part in character creation is actually to choose your type. So you're not just a minstrel or just an artisan, you have kind of a way that you approach the world as well. So there are 3 types. There are attack type characters, technical type characters, and magic type characters. And those all work a little bit differently. But basically, I'm just gonna hop over there on page 52. If you're attack type, it's not just that you're a combat monster, but it does set you up to be more effective in those situations. So you get more HP. You do more damage in combat than a typical character, and you have more weapons that you can use without exhausting yourself by using something you're not used to. So you have more flexibility in how you approach those situations. For our technical characters, you are able to kind of more effectively give yourself bonuses to making certain rolls. You have a bonus to acting in combat, so you have a higher initiative, which actually makes it easier for you to defend yourself and things like that. And you can carry more because carrying capacity is important.
Okay.
So you just have more stuff to work from, and you can kind of bolster rolls a little bit. And then our 3rd type, our magic type, is going to give you more MP, but the main thing here is that it gives you access to magic. It's the way that happens. So if you are interested in learning incantations and seasonal magic at the start of the game, then that is definitely something that you could decide. And again, as you level, these things can be added on to, but we're talking about the start for your character. So attack, technical, and magic. What are you all thinking?
Well, I mean, my character is like definitely does attacks and stuff. So I have weapons and stuff. So I would probably use attack type.
Okay. So the main thing I would note for yourself right now is, without even knowing any of your other statistics, your hit points are going to be 4 + 4 onto whatever you end up calculating later.
Okay.
And then your damage is always going to be +1.
Okay.
And then we'll get to your last thing later.
Right.
What about the rest of y'all?
Chef.
Oh,
chef. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go technical.
Oh, technical? Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that makes sense for an artisan cook specialty.
So you're going to have +1 to your initiative, and then your carrying capacity, which is where your items and stuff are, is going to be +3.
Nice.
Which is also awesome, because I'm starting to get an idea of how the character might physically manifest, so that's cool.
Yes. All right.
I'm going with magic.
Nice. One of each. Perfect.
All right.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
I was tempted to go with attack also because I am planning to have a long pipe. And apparently, what were those called? They were called kisuru, which are based on Portuguese design. And apparently you could have them made out of cast iron and be up to 18 inches long and use them as weapons.
Nice.
And there's actually a school of combat called kisuru jutsu. So, because of course there fucking was.
Wow.
Wow.
So that is going to be my attack form, but I'm not going to be like specialized in poking out people's eyes with my pipe. So.
Perfect. Wonderful.
Flute slap the shit out of you.
Yes, we're not playing Monsterhearts, but
No.
David still manages to make a character that can lay pipe. It's fine.
Apparently.
Always.
All right.
Anyway, so yeah, magic for me.
Yep. So your MP is going to be +4. And then when you have a chance, you can acquire 2 incantation spells.
Nice.
And you get to choose what season of magic you are also adopting, because they all have different flavors.
Very curious to hear about that.
Awesome. All right. So now what we're going to take a look at, again, sort of getting an idea of how your characters are being put together here, you'll notice that with each of your skills, it shows 2 sort of stats that go with them to determine your dice rolls. So just using artisan as an example for our cook, I know a lot of yours are like dex and strength, for example. You beat that dough or whatever it is. Yeah. So it gives you an idea of the skills that are gonna be valuable to you. You can also see for the generic traveling stuff though, they all use skills as well. So on your character sheet, you'll notice that there's like the journey rolls. So it's things like your condition checks and setting up camp and things like that. Those all use skills as well. So as you start thinking about your characters, it's time for us to figure out how these stats are going to work for you and which ones you're going to focus in. So, and I'll actually get a little folder with my cheaty sheet so I can just throw it in the Discord because I can. Where are you? There you are. All right. So you have some options for your stats. Just throw those over there. So all of your stats, you'll notice they're either 4s, 6s, or 8s. They can go up to 12 later and under certain circumstances. Those correspond to dice. So if you have a skill of 4, it's because you are rolling a D4 for that thing. If you have 8, you're rolling a D8. If you have something that boosts it to a 12, you're rolling a D12, the best die. And so that's kind of how you can start thinking about this. High numbers are better, in case that wasn't clear. So big numbers good, because you are going to add things up. Notice all of the things that you roll are 2 of these together. So big number good. But there are different ways to approach it. So you have these 3 different sets to choose from. The average set means everything is at a D6. So kind of jack of all trades, sort of even split. Mm-hmm. The standard set has you really good at one thing, not so good at one thing. So the classic like dump stat, and middle in the middle, right? So 4, 6, 6, 8. And then your specialized set means you're really good at a couple of things and not great at anything else. So 4, 4, 8, 8. And again, as you level, these things will change. But for starting, you need to decide which of those 3 sets best matches kind of how you're thinking of your character. And then you can plug those numbers in wherever you want once you choose the set for your dex, strength, spirit, and not looking at character sheet right now. There's 4 of them.
Strength,
okay,
dex,
there it is.
int, and
int, yes.
Spirit.
Yes.
Spirit.
So, and again, there's a little quick description there. I put in the thing.
Is spirit or intelligence better for magic? Which of those 2?
Ooh, let us go and look.
Based on the fact that I have like refined education for one of my class skills, and it's all int. It's basically int plus int.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say spirit's probably for magic, but I don't know.
Spirit does determine your MP, which you're going to use for a lot of your magic stuff. So that's definitely part of it. And you can kind of stack it, where if you take a high spirit and you're already a magic user, you already get +4 MP, so it kind of just adds on to that as well. Okay. But actually, that is a good place to talk about like derived stats as well. So you will note on your character sheet that like things like HP, carrying capacity, your MP, those are all your mind points derived from those main stats.
I'm so you may have mentioned this before already, but how do you determine your carrying capacity?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. The carrying capacity is strength +3 by default.
Strength +3. Oh, okay.
And every item, when we get into our shopping mode, has a size of either 1, 3, or 5. And they have to add up to either meet or be under your carrying capacity for you to operate normally. That can obviously be modified as well by having an animal that can help you carry things if you have one of those. Yeah. Everyone can have an animal for freezy.
Yay.
But certain characters and certain classes can have more than that for free without you having to worry about like feeding and watering them and things like that. And that can affect your carrying capacity as well. Yeah.
Right.
All right. So I guess we can get into our derived stats if you've picked your stats. But hit points are strength times 2.
And I had
Go ahead.
Since I have attack, then that was a +4 to that. So so mine was initially 8 and I added 4, so it's 12. I have 12 hit points.
You were definitely going to be in the front of the battle, Matt. Yeah, for sure. Mental points MP is spirit times 2 plus any modifiers for your type. And mental points are used by more than magic users. Notice they're not magic points or mana points or anything like that. They are like your force of will and concentration. So you can actually spend them to help boost your rolls as well. Because you're really focusing on something. And then your carrying capacity, like I said, strength +3, and then any modifiers for your type.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
So we have type, and then we have class.
Yep.
But then there was like another element of like leader, quartermaster, all that stuff.
Yes. So you'll have some roles within the party as well. That will give you homework, basically, as well as like kind of be your role based on the name within the group as well. How you help.
Yeah.
So, and we'll get to that as well. Awesome. So for this next part, where am I? I'm over here. Such exciting music for characters.
I know.
Right now.
Making these characters.
Yeah.
That's how David's feeling right now, isn't it?
It's like all his spells.
Yeah.
Growing stronger with each passing moment.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm scared. No, that was just the moose munch. It's not actually the character creation.
All right.
That's true.
Every character, and we did talk about this a little bit actually, even if you are not strictly combat focused, you still get to have a mastered weapon. This is a weapon you will start with, so you don't have to buy it in shopping time, which is nice. It's assumed that you have it accessible, that you're practiced with it. And it's the one that when you use it, it's second nature. So like, obviously there's still a role and everything associated with it, but it doesn't cost you to use it. If you try to use a weapon that you have not mastered, you actually spend 1 HP every time to show that you are encumbered by its unusual use. So mastering a weapon is important for that. So they are on, and I have a little cheat sheet for it as well. But I think it's page 32 for that one. Yes, for the weapon categories. But let me grab the cheaty sheet so you can see all of them. Boom. And they're kind of just categories. So you can kind of flavor them as you will, as long as it kind of makes sense to be in that group. But you have your light blades, your blades, pole arms, axes, bows, your ranged weapon, and unarmed or improvised weapon falls under unarmed as well. And you'll note with these, so why it's important to know your stats, is that they each use different stats for how likely you are to hit and how you do damage. There are also other effects for certain weapons that are in there. So picking yours that you were going to start with is important. But keep in mind as well for our noble, you get a couple of different things here, especially since you're attack type. Attack types get an additional mastered weapon for free. And then I know as your noble self, you also have weapon grace. So
that is
you get to choose an additional.
I have like 3 weapons on me basically. So I choose a blade, a polearm, or a bow.
And you get that as an additional for free on top of these 2 that you're picking. So you get 3 mastered weapons.
Dang it.
Jeez.
Nice.
And the rest of us just get the one.
You get the one.
I'll protect
fine,
you
man.
all. It's all good.
All I need is my Kenka Kisuru fighting pipe.
That's right. Are you calling that a polar?
Yeah. No, because it's not two-handed.
Okay.
I'm just taking it as a light blade.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, Santiago, what do you think?
My axe. Oh, I'm going axe. Axe,
Oh.
baby. Gonna have. I mean, you got to chop the firewood
Yeah.
and stuff like that,
Sure.
and make
Cleave
poles
things.
for tents and stuff like that. So, I mean, I don't know. I feel like a lot of weapons come from implements like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I like that historical bent on that, where it's like it'll work for that too. I hope not, but in a pinch, all that kind of stuff. I mean, I gotta say, with the array that I picked, I went 8-6-6-4, like in that order.
Oh, okay.
So a double strength weapon and stuff like that. It also gives me 16 hit points. I mean, I think I'll be no slouch. Like I would prefer, like, let me make you some dumplings and let's talk it out. But
Right.
Always an option.
Could you call, an axe is perfectly fine, but could you call an axe something like a cast iron skillet?
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's what I was wondering.
Bonk people with your skillet.
It does have to be. I mean, it says it's two-handed. You know what I mean?
I would wield a cast iron skillet two-handed.
I mean, I would, but I'm not strength 8 in real life.
That's true. Oh, so this is like a woodsman's axe. I like that. That's
Yeah, it's a two-handed, like.
But you got to chop wood to make a fire to cook.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm gonna go with that because
And the good hardwoods to get all your lovely smoky flavors. And
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also, I think we'll have a good, a big, combination chef knife camp cleaver type of thing that does all the chopping and the prepping and stuff like that. But I'll have to buy that up later, I think. For now.
And you can use it as a weapon, but it's just not what you're practiced using it for. And so there's just a cost. That's all.
Yeah.
Also, the cost of you being like, oh, this is ruining the edge.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll never slice the tomatoes finely. Oh no.
Bruising the tomatoes.
Right.
So do you just put this in the
So this is the weapon or weapons in Des's case that you start with. So in your character sheet, there's a spot where you can put your weapons with their stats and everything. So please note your rolls and all of that as necessary.
I have a question. So
Yes.
what if I want to have more than one light blade? Can I have more than one light blade?
Yeah, and you can, I think this was one of the fact things. We'll have to get into it. I want to say it is possible to double mastery something as well.
Oh.
So let me look. This is good looking something up music.
I know. It is.
I'm not seeing that one. But I will say, you can always take, if you just want to have 2 blades or whatever, and you want to make that the weapon you choose, that's fine. I have no problem with you having different flavors of swords on you. But yeah, totally up to you. But you still get that 3rd if you want it.
Yeah, I do want it. It's just tough because in terms of my effectiveness, I'm trying to be really conscientious of it. I don't want to just because it seems like the right thing. I want it to be with the stats that I picked.
Right.
So that I'm really trying to be conscientious as opposed to in the past I haven't been. So my main stats are dex and intelligence. And so and some of those damage scores are tied to the your scores there. If you're a damage for a light blade is intelligence -1. So, but I'm like, that's my strongest ones. Does that make sense? I'm just trying to like actually be more mindful.
Obviously a bow would also work.
Yeah, I have a bow on my list.
Breakdown.
So a bow on my list. That's why I'm like, I just might as well have like a short sword and a dagger to like work, because it kind of works with my
just dual wield them since they're one-handed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
You can always have if you wanted to, since you do have dex, you could always have a heavier blade. You don't have as much strength, so it's not as effective damage-wise, but you have it as a backup, if that's something you want to use for something too.
Yeah, part of me wants to. I had this total character concept, but now I'm completely changing it. It seems to be completely changing before my very eyes.
I mean, that's what I did. I thought I was going to do something else until 5 minutes before we logged on.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay.
I know, but I was kind of hoping for something else. So, but
follow where it's leading you.
Yeah.
It does have so much more to do with weapon selection than everyone else. So.
Yeah, I mean, y'all can keep going.
Well, but that's how it's going to be with me and magic. So
yeah, we can actually talk about magic while just wrapping it up, since that'll be a thing.
Yeah, right. So I'm gonna just have a dagger. I'm gonna also have a a rapier.
Nice.
No, I don't want a rapier. Sorry, a long broadsword.
Ooh,
broadsword. But
how knightly of you.
Yeah, you think that. But guess who's coming through? Wait till you see.
Wait, who? Now I'm nervous.
You shouldn't be. Just think about the thing that just popped in my mind after all of this, and I was like, God damn it. Was it's basically picture in an anime, the type of girl who's has these huge freaking hoop skirts and all of those little ruffly things and the little sausage curls and very the bows in her freaking hair,
right,
and she's ha ha ha, and then she's actually kicking her asses and stuff, and is the noble, and she knows all the graces and curtsies and all that kind of stuff. I wasn't really wanting to play that, but that's what came through, so I'm all right, fine, I'll do it. So that's what's happening.
Cool.
You're why am I fiddly girl today?
I know. I wasn't planning on it, but I think it fits.
All right. So go ahead.
I'm just getting strong Griffith from Berserk vibes from Dez's character, if you're familiar with that character.
Oh, look it up.
That's what's really coming through for me.
Right. Yeah, I didn't know that was his name. He's the super
very
what you call it, not a fomp, but
bit of a dandy.
Yeah, very dandy.
Always in white, always with the lace and the
I'm not Lucian, all right, so
I'm not Lucian.
But no, Griffith is
lace,
definitely different,
continuum. Lucian's over there.
Yeah. No, I'm picturing getting this totally different. All right.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. I found a good image to link to make my case.
Oh, yeah.
Is it more like that, Des?
Yeah, kind of. It's more long though, long skirts.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
All right.
But I'm open to seeing what other people think. But I
gotta figure out the casting at some point.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. For our magic user, our minstrel.
Yes.
So there's two types of magic. Your learned incantation magic, more what we'd think of as wizard type magic, and then your seasonal magic. So for your incantation magic, at level 1, you get to choose 2 low-level spells from the incantation list. Mm-hmm. So you'll note there's not too many to choose from. It doesn't get too overwhelming at this part.
Oh, Lord.
Seasonal magic, there's a lot more options. So low-level spells and rituals. So we'll talk a little bit about the differences, I suppose. Normal magic is instant cast spells. Ritual magic take you an hour. It's something you set up to make
Mhm.
happen.
Mhm.
But you can choose anything on the low level spells list, which is on 76. So there's stuff that lets you imbue something with light, can be very useful in dark settings. There are alarm spells, which, helpful. Compasses, in case you need help with finding direction.
That would make sense. Yeah.
So you can help people with their attacks, granting accuracy on their rolls. You can cure. Since you don't have a healer, I'm just saying that might be a thing.
Yeah, good one, take. Yeah.
There's basically magic missile, but it's called shooting star for trademark purposes. And then your rituals that you could choose from if you want to go that route is animal tamer. I like that the target is up to 7 animals.
What?
Which means I would take it without even reading what it does.
Yeah.
But you tame that number of wild animals that are within sight, and they can be used as riding or pack animals.
Whoa.
Wow.
There is a defense ritual, and there I like this spell called Taste Good Taste, which you can make rations delicious. You do have a cook who has that ability, though. I will just let you know.
Right.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. I'm just pulling up I forgot to download the PDF on this computer. So
Oh, yeah.
grabbing it here.
That's always the
Yeah.
thing.
Page
That's what I'm looking
76.
for.
There we go. Okay, so I'm picking low levels, but I can do that. All right.
Yeah,
Well, I
you can pick
definitely want to take the Cure Touch. Where am I writing these? Where is this one?
So you have a spot, I think that's notes, that just says for spells and songs and stuff.
Thanks, guys. Oh yeah, there it is.
Wow.
Okay. We're recording spell songs and other things. Well, I'm gonna run out of space on that. Okay.
I know,
spells
you're gonna
and
have songs and spells.
Screwed. All right.
Get that extra paper.
That's right. Make that paper. All
And
right.
it's your fault for playing a bard, so
Yeah,
see
I
what
know.
happens.
Yeah, this is one of the deep lore about me is that when I do play a D&D style fantasy game, I do like my bards.
I
So,
love bards.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, when you take minstrel and magic, it makes bard.
It
does.
And
Yeah.
I've been playing bard since freaking high school, so I'm just right back in my comfort zone here.
Yeah. This is your little comfort mac and cheese character.
Exactly. So okay, so Cure Touch for sure. And then let's see. Does anyone want any buff spells? There's a enhanced red hand. The target's main weapon hand glows red, confers strength and skill, and guides the weapon to its target. Des? Are you
Sure.
interested?
Yeah, that'd
Like
be
that?
cool. Mhm.
Okay.
Buff your fighter.
Yeah. Being a bard and all.
Mhm.
Hey, get that guy.
Yeah. Right.
No, that was
Go ahead. It just reminds me of Order of the Stick. Bluff, bluff, bluff the stupid ogre. And the ogre's like listening to the song like right there.
Well, that is honestly what turned me off of 4th edition D&D. Like halfway through the first session I ever played was that I was playing a bard, of course, and I realized it was like mechanically, like when I was doing coup de grace on kobolds who'd been magically put to sleep, I realized that mechanically the only way I could actually kill them was to do, vicious mockery at them.
But it was whisper the worst shit in their ear while they're sleeping.
Exactly. And I was like, that's so dumb. It just took me completely out of the game, and I never went back. So
like, you'll never be a real dragon, and they're just like,
yeah, exactly. Exactly so.
Yep.
Which, ironically, if that were to happen in this game, I'd be totally okay with it because that's the kind of game this is, I feel. So, but 4th edition D&D, not so much. All right, so Cure Touch and Enhanced Red Hand. And then was there, seasonal magic. Right?
And you get your seasonal magic. So step 1, you'll have to look through each of the seasonal lists to see which flavor you would like access to. Because you will get all of that season's low level spells.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
To choose.
Nice. Okay.
So
including the ritual? Do you get the ritual as well?
Yep. Anything
nice.
that's low level, you have automatically at level 1. So you'll know
there's a wall of thorn spell called Briar No.
Yes.
Thorny briars rise to the ground, entangling all the area. Briar No.
That's so good.
The game's kind of cute. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know what to tell
this
you.
Is delightful.
Like, there's Cure Plus Plus. So
Cure Plus Plus. I know. I was looking at that.
So
I am tempted by spring.
Yeah, spring is the flavor text for spring. The sleeping seeds sprout, flower buds stretch, blooming toward the sun. Like the soft sunlight, spring magic has the power to heal and spread cheer. And then you have your summer magic. Living things hustle and bustle in an atmosphere of deep green. People are livelier than ever. From crashing lightning to evening showers, summer magic has the power to affect your environment.
Ooh.
Nice.
Fall magic. Birds embark on their seasonal journey while trees wither. Crops produce their bounty. Fall magic has the power to summon autumn cicadas and their soothing call, or change the hearts of people. There is a lot of cicada magic.
There is, because there's some in summer magic too. It's min cicada chorus.
Yes, because that is the onomatopoeia for what cicadas say.
Yeah.
Mean. And then winter magic. Life deteriorates on a white canvas, plunged into icy grief. So gosh.
Damn.
As snow blankets the land in a drowsy dream, winter magic has the power to inhibit action. Which, if we were playing Magic the Gathering, that's my deck. It's a note deck.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, you're one of those. You're a denial deck person.
Yeah.
Me too.
Big time.
Yeah.
I also ruined Magic the Gathering for my high school group because I made an all blue denial deck and nobody liked playing it.
Yeah, I'm white blue denial. Denial.
All
flying.
right, so I'm
like boring.
Yeah, I know, boring. I'm between spring and summer.
Go off.
I'm between spring and summer. Spring does have Cure Plus Plus, so that's more healing magic right there.
I think we might need that.
Yeah, I know. There's wake up and stand up. Anyone sleeping in the area immediately awakens and stands up. Emina no. The area touched will be covered with lots of tiny flowers. The caster decides variety of flower. And then there's a ritual called a little beauty that is literally a makeover spell. The target's hairstyle and hair color are changed and makeup is applied to fit a desired image.
I love it.
Summer, though, has Briar No, as noted. Vacation vitality. The target's health and cheer rise if they had just returned from a long, refreshing vacation. Min cicada chorus, which is a area of effect spell that summons deafening cicada chirps. And then the ritual spell is Koro Pakuro Cute Leaf, which is huge leaves appear that can be used as umbrellas for up to 7 people.
I love
Important
that.
if you hit that rain condition.
I know. I feel like I'm gonna go with summer magic.
You're gonna go with Briar No.
Yeah. How could I not?
Oh, but the healing though.
I already took Cure Touch though, so I do have healing magic.
Okay. All right.
So
and
fighting against my inner weed coming
even
out
though you
here.
don't technically have a healer who can like maximize their benefit, you all can use healing herbs still as well.
Okay.
And I'm sure your cook would be kind of able to gather and things like that along your journey.
Sure.
So there are ways around it. You don't have to have a hyper healer fighter mage sort of combination.
Right. Okay.
All right.
Anything else I need to know?
Nope. So all those low level summer spells, and then your 2 incantation. And as you level, you will learn more. So.
Wonderful.
Get used to it. You'll get more soon.
That's being a spellcaster, isn't it?
Yep.
Love it.
Okay. So before we choose our last bits, I really feel like your personal items and your gear end up being flavored by where you're starting your journey from and where you're going to. So let's do a little bit of talking about your hometown so we know where this journey is starting. Yeah, just like, no,
I'm feeling so conflicted about the character stuff.
Oh, okay.
I'm just feeling super conflicted. So
if you need to adjust anything, you're allowed to.
No, I think it's fine. I just, in terms of my concept, I'm just trying to wrap my head around it. I never force my characters to be a certain thing. It's whatever kind of comes into the forefront for me. But then I'm like, do I really want to do that? So I'm feeling conflicted. So y'all can talk about your hometowns.
Well, I guess that's the next question. Are you all from the same town, or are you all meeting up as travelers in a different town?
I don't think I am, since I'm just a wanderer.
Yeah, you're a traveler anyway.
Yeah.
You just happen to be there?
Yeah, maybe I'm even like the facilitator, you know.
Oh yeah, you
all right, come along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have kind of an idea of a home area for this dude. So
sure.
I don't know that everyone would be from there because it's not. I don't know that we have nobles and stuff. I have rural mountain, cascading rivers and stuff like that. If you can picture a big grizzly bear standing in a river with the salmon jumping into its mouth, and then the village on the side of that mountain face and stuff like that. That's, I want to say, where this guy hails from. I think so. I don't know that would work for everybody.
Well, or you could be from a rural part of a larger, there's a city and then you are from outside of that city as well. So that's also possible, because then we can fit, if we wanted to, our noble with our rural rustic cook who has wandered into town to supply for this journey you suddenly need to take.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I know. We're going to talk about why we're traveling later, right?
Right.
We're going to talk about that pretty soon, though. So what we're establishing is kind of where we're going to be starting this journey, whether or not it's where you're from or maybe a stop along the way where you happen to convene to go on this next leg of your journey.
Right.
So let's talk about where we are and whether or not that is where any of you are from, because maybe it's not.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just converged on this town. Well, like I say, I think I'm pretty rootless.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like you guys are just traveling around a lot or bouncing from town to town, or maybe have come from some hometown to this hub. Yeah, I'm totally derailed at this point. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Which is frustrating.
Well, what we can do, 5:23, we can take a break. And then we'll take.
I will.
All right, so we're back.
Yes.
All right, so we're thinking about this being a hub, maybe a resupply, maybe a stop along the way because you're journeying.
Right.
But let's talk a little bit about this place that we're in. So we know it's a hub, so I'm assuming it's probably a larger town or a city even.
Yeah. I can picture that.
All right.
What do y'all think?
City works, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like a hustle and bustle.
Cool. All right, let me. All right, so city is more than 20,000 people. Talk to me about the environment around this city. Obviously, this is a more urban location, but what does the land around it look like?
I'm picturing more like, I mean, depending on what, you all want to do, but I'm thinking it's more of a drier landscape, like kind of like more of like a Tuscany kind of feel, where it's like it is kind of mountainous, and it is kind of, but it's hot, It's definitely like a hotter climate. It's not as temperate.
I like that.
Okay. So with that in mind, other than being a city, and maybe the thing that it's known for is like in this area, it's the place to go or whatever, that if you want to get supplies. Right. But is this city known for producing or having or making anything in particular?
I would like to throw olives onto the
I
table.
was thinking olives too.
You were?
Uh-huh.
Olive buddies.
That's right. Yeah. So I was like, olive oil.
Okay.
Olive oil. Maybe like there's like a certain type of wheat, like food wise that they produce. Maybe like a type of like different types of fruits and vegetables. Like it just seems like a little agrarian, like hot, like a place where like stuff really likes the heat.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Excellent. Very good. All right. So let's give the like sensory picture of the city. Mm-hmm. All of you would have wandered into it, or maybe this is where Noble's from. We may find that out. We don't know yet.
Yeah.
But like walking into the city, like coming through the gates, what would you see, smell, hear that make this place unique?
I definitely think it's like cobblestone, like kind of like brick or like brick roads. So it's kind of loud in that sense.
Clattery.
Yeah. What was that?
Clattery.
Yeah, clattery, like hooves. Yeah.
All the crab people making so much noise.
Oh my God, no. Oh my God, why?
They're so adorable. They wipe their eyes off with their mouth parts.
David's freaking out. You like eating them, but you don't like thinking about them.
Yeah. Why should eating them require me to think about them? That's what I pay crab fishermen for.
Oh my God.
You think about this for me.
Fetch me a crab and think about
it. Think about a crab.
Consider the lobster.
Oh no. Okay.
And then you like throw the plate away. This crab has been inadequately contemplated. How dare you contemplate my crab?
That's right. I can just
found myself thinking about it. How dare you?
Yeah, exactly.
So is this a seaside town or are we?
No.
Okay.
But maybe crab people like to go there for some reason.
No, we were just crab people.
Sorry.
I just insert them all the time.
Well, I think that they can. I mean, crab people are crab people. They are part people. So
right. Well, let's stop talking about crab people and move
Why?
on. So we're talking about Tuscany. We're
like
evoking Tuscany. Is this one of those like hilltop villages that like traces its way along the ridge line of some hills?
I'm fine with that. I'm cool with that. Seems fine.
Yeah.
All right. Let me.
I do like that because that would fit with the brick aesthetic as well.
Yeah.
I was getting a lot of terrace type of stuff with all the olive groves and all that.
I like it. Terraces, can't go wrong with terraces, honestly.
The olive groves and the terraced style farming fields and all that. And, so that's something else you'd pick up on is where they process that, because they gotta mash them up and then skim the oil and all that kind of thing. Ooh, yeah, there you go.
That's
I like it. Red roofs.
Some photos.
Oh, yeah. So I was gonna say the colors. So do you want to be like
terracottas?
Yeah, I like that.
Gentle or like lighter earth tones.
Seems good.
Okay.
Excellent.
No water nearby. For now.
Well, unless it's from wells, artesian wells.
Oh, of course. I mean, of course, there's water,
Not
but
like a body.
not like a
crab
body,
people.
a body of water. No
Right,
crab people.
Crab people are
no
out.
bays.
No
nothing.
crab
We don't
people.
serve their kind here.
Oh my! Don't.
Oh my
even.
goodness.
That's awful.
We do, but with clarified butter.
Oh. Oh my god.
So what sorts of people are in this city, in this sort of oasis amongst the mountains?
Lobster people.
Okay.
Stop. I mean, I think this is probably where I'm from. I'm like I'm honing in. I think this is where my family kind of has their established little citadel. So
Yeah,
I am from this town.
Yeah, makes sense.
Thinking. But yeah, so in terms of the people here, it's just there's humans, there's non-crab people, there's there's the just all different types I think come here specifically. Also maybe like as a vacation place to like because it is hot and some people might want that in their lives. So they come over to kind of so there's like people from all of rejuvenate themselves with the aridity.
Probably a common choice for people who get the urge to travel is to like, well, if I'm gonna go out, I might as well see this cool place.
Right.
Awesome.
Yeah, like
what do we want to name our mountaintop terracotta cityscape full of little shrubby olive trees and various other fine delicacies?
One. I'm tempted to do like a gibberish Italian name, like something that doesn't actually make any sense.
Oh my god!
But no, I'm okay.
Let's see. I'm looking up. Oh. Yeah. Let's see. How about? Oh my god. How about like something like Palma or Astaria or
Oh, I like that.
Like Aricia or something like that.
I like that too.
I think I like Aricia. That's
Aricia?
Nice.
Okay.
Ooh, you could put an A in it. Yeah, Aricia. That's cool.
Aricia?
Or Ricia.
Or Ricia. Either one.
Yeah.
Or an A. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fine with Aricia.
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 Oh man.
Uh-oh.
I mean, with all due respect.
It's a me, Desaricia.
Oh my god.
No. All right. Okay.
So when we say that you're a noble, what does it mean to be a noble in Aricia? Like, what does that mean for like what your family does or what you do?
No, I mean, it's nothing we actually do. We rule over everybody.
Okay.
So it's like my dad's the Duke or my mom's the Duchess, and it's like a Duke and it's like a Duke and Duchess situation.
Sure.
That are, and they maintained their wealth over time through the olive groves that line the area.
Okay.
And so they're known for exporting goods and services and overseeing and governing the city. Aricia.
Aricia.
The city. Aricia.
So yeah. What is something, obviously this is a city that has done well. There are things that you're known for. Travelers are coming through here all the time. But what do you all think is something that the people of this city are concerned about? What threatens their way of life? And it can be in a minor way, but
I think y'all would know. I don't know if the nobility would know. Yeah, we have a pretty high intelligence for some weird reason. So
it's a fantasy.
It is a total fantasy, actually. The nobles that are in touch with the people that they oversee and
no, never
govern over. I think the main concern is the lack of storms coming through. So I think there's been less water, and that's a concern.
Coming in with some topical concerns, eh?
Look, if we really want to extend this game and think about like all of the environmental issues in any Studio Ghibli film, like they always talk about the environment. So I'm gonna just say that. What do y'all think?
Yeah,
I was gonna say water rights, because you do gotta irrigate those olive groves and all that, and that's what's based on. But you also need it to what am I trying to think of? Live. So
just survive.
Drink and wash your body that carries your mind around the world.
Right.
So like,
all right.
Yeah. But I was thinking like water rights and stuff like that, like a rivalry with where the river comes from, upstream or something like that. But I like your idea of like something more mystical, storms, and like it's the rainy season was light this year, and then there's people who are like, scientists or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually been that way for the past 5 cycles.
Yeah, too many sun dragons and not enough rain dragons.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I like that instead. I mean, unless we wanted to go like more like Mononoke level of like people are stealing and encroaching on our land, like, and want to control this element of it. I mean, that could be a deeper problem, that maybe this is just a symptom of a deeper problem that we're not fully aware of yet.
That there aren't enough rain dragons, but maybe not why.
Yeah.
I do like the idea that it's like, this past season was, inordinately dry, but then there's like,
not sure. Yeah,
it's actually the past 5 or 10 or something like that. It's we're people who keep track of these things are noticing a pattern.
Right. There's something wrong.
Okay.
Something is wrong.
Right.
Or we could just have to go to war with the beaver people of the next province over. Damn
beaver
the river.
You and your beaver people always trying to push that agenda.
Wait, what was that? Was this mentioned before, or was this just out of nowhere? Okay.
No, it's just
every time
he said
it
it so
comes to
hopefully, like as if this is something he always brings up,
some beaver people, maybe,
or the beaver people,
or there's the beaver people. Angle.
Why did
shut
you
up
say
with the beaver
that?
people?
Yeah,
God, every time
they don't even go here. Yeah.
They don't even go here.
She goes to a different school.
Okay, so. Yeah, I like that so far. I think that's cool.
So interesting. So yes, a mystery of fewer rain dragons being around.
All this art is so cute.
I know, it's delightful.
It's very nice. So, okay, so I'm feeling conflicted. I was feeling conflicted because I don't want to do like, my idea for this character was to be this like very gender fluid heir to this little noble place, and I have to go on some type of an adventure because that's what I need to do at this age. And I'm like a combination between Howl from Howl's Moving Castle and also like Wesley from The Princess Bride, and I was really hoping for that. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to derail the conversation, but
no, you're not. This is good conversation.
But so I'm conflicted because I wanted like the blonde, blue-eyed, kind of Howl like looking character, and then this other like little like characters coming through with like the ringlets and like a total like very femmy like long dress, but still being a little badass of like, with a sword and like dagger and stuff, but like, and still the heir to this, to this place, but I'm just like, oh man. And so I don't want to I'm not trying to copycat Kenny's character from Monsterhearts, because I really am not. And I feel like this is depending on where I go with it, I'm feeling like, So I'm curious what you all are thinking for your character concepts. Like, what would fit the best? I know we're kind of ragtag, and that's what makes these types of adventures fun, but I'm just kind of curious the energies that you all have, and then I think I'll have a better idea of what'll fit. Is that
so? That does, and I feel like that fits with what I was saying. It's like I need the world to be more fleshed out before I can really zero in on the character.
Totally.
And I was seriously, coincidentally enough, really considering playing like
Riley. No.
playing a werewolf. So
okay. Set this truth about our world.
I'm going to name them Kylie.
Weird. I was thinking of playing a lovesick mortal of some kind, but
name Summer. Yeah. Okay.
Name Summer. No, I was thinking of playing like
Jesus.
I mean, it is not to get it too shapeshiftery adjacent or whatever, but like a bear person type of like, there's no shape shifting or whatever, you're just a bear.
I love it. I love that.
An anthropomorphic bear, I guess. You wear clothes, you walk upright, all that kind of thing.
Like Grizzly Bear from Polar Bear Cafe.
Yeah,
exactly.
You're bear folk.
I was really thinking of that. Yeah, being a bear folk, a bear king.
Yeah, I love it.
Hell yeah.
Kuma type of
Kuma,
bear.
yeah.
And I was already thinking that, and then David linked that GIF where you have the like bear folk cooking the yakisoba, and I'm just like, it kind of crunches it.
That is from Polar Bear Cafe.
That's from Polar Bear Cafe.
Yeah.
I don't know if have you seen Polar Bear Cafe?
No. I mean, next time we talk, I probably will have, because now I'm
I highly
super
recommend.
intrigued.
Highly recommend.
And look up the Grizzly Bear episodes.
Grizzly Bear, and Panda Bear,
well, don't pattern yourself after Panda Bear.
No, don't be
He's
Panda.
not a good role model.
He is a bad role model. He is a bad role model. Yeah. We'll talk about it, but what you're visualizing, we could totally see that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
So that's very grounded. It's very like earthy.
I like it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then I'm gonna play a very like airy character, right? Because I'm this minstrel magician who can't be tied down. I apparently am just essentially playing the character Yei Miko from Genshin Impact, which is a video game I did not know about until 2 hours ago. But here we go.
Genshin Impact. I know you sponsor everyone in the world. If you'd like to sponsor RPG Ryuutama, let us know.
See my Genshin Impact.
So much like that character, it's a kitsune. I'm not sure if she's a shapeshifter yet. She definitely has a cute pink fox pet, just like in the video game.
Oh my god!
And a pipe. I'm playing the character. I'm playing the character. I have no idea.
You're
about
inspired.
Her.
Yeah,
exactly. Because I don't know anything about her actual characterization, and I'm not going to look it up. I just like the imagery. It's really
evocative.
Evocative. Yeah.
Provocative.
So. Yeah, and provocative, but no.
No, I mean it's just provoking inspiration. So
exactly.
Adorable.
So that's very airy. So we've got earthy and we've got airy. So if we want to stick with the elements, and I don't know, you could do the 4 elements or the 5 elements, depending on what part of the world you're in.
Well, I mean, considering like olive press, that's what I'm thinking. Like considering like olive presses and all that kind of stuff. Like it's metal, very metal based. It's a city, as not that kind of metal, but you know what I mean, Rainy. And so mental. But I think here's the thing. So I want to play this like gender fluid, like boy appearing, but not a boy. You know what I mean? Like the short blonde hair, very suave, debonair, and like owning my power as this, like, I'm this noble, I know everything. I'm a little know-it-all. I have etiquette. And I'm also good with a sword. And I'm very charming, but I can be a little proud, So there's like this element of like, Is that coming? Is that?
Yeah.
Makes total sense. Absolute total sense.
And it gives you room to maybe learn and grow through your adventure, but maybe not. We'll see.
I think there's a lot that this I think this character is very sheltered in a lot of ways. So very book smart, but not like knowledgeable about the world. So not necessarily like, oh, I'm gonna fall for every little trick, but still not maybe as savvy about things like maybe that are like our bearkin or our, Kitsune Bard is, like there's just kind of a little bit like I'm like the little muscle and I need some help maybe to like travel because I need to find some answers about the water situation maybe. Okay.
I like that.
Okay. Just a thought.
So it sounds like, we haven't gotten into your details yet, but your reason for travel, I think we've pretty well established at this point. Yeah. Although it's not like a set location, you're definitely looking for like, where have all the water dragons gone? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and just
little
think
rainbows.
Exactly. And also think about too, like, I know we're pulling a lot from Studio Ghibli stuff, but like also like the Nausicaa look, like very like androgynous,
So rapier actually would be appropriate for the story.
I think based on like the fact that there's like bears around and stuff, it's making me think that like more sturdier swords are probably necessary in this part of the area.
Plus, if we're gonna lean into the anime trope, big sword better.
Big sword is better.
Yeah.
Right. In fact, one of those giant fuck off swords. Would be
nice. Oh my god!
And if it has another type of weapon grafted onto it, even better.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Oh my god! The crossbow on the tip.
Yeah.
All right. Yep. Anyway. Sanji's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like you took a sword and a bow as your weapon, but what about a bow sword?
What if they're combined? Like, is it even possible?
Doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter. I have no idea what's going on. All right, so I'm cool with that. What do you all think? Like, how are you all feeling about your characters? Like, what are you thinking about them?
I'm digging it. I'm digging my character.
Are you like mercurial? Are you like a trickstery type? Oh shit!
I'm a fox. No. I'm a 9-tailed fox.
All right. 9-tailed.
Yeah, count these tails as I walk away.
Touch these tails. Touch all of these tails.
Yes. Oh my gosh. How did that happen?
Well, I started, foxes start out with one tail, and if they live long enough, they start growing more. And then when you hit 9, you become
and on so many journeys at this point.
Intelligent. Exactly. Yeah. I've been around.
Wow. Okay. I'm amazed. I'm impressed.
That's how your family knows this is the fox to hire to make sure you make it safely on your journey.
Yeah.
So well traveled.
I just got this mental image of like when you came to hire me, like in this tavern, classic style, like boots up on the table, puffing on my pipe as my little pink fox animal companion on my shoulders, like growling
cursing at somebody. Cursing at me. I'm wondering what's going on with our bear friend.
Yeah, let's hear about that.
Yeah, I think our bearkin is very even keeled, very slow and steady sort of demeanor. Like kind of the short legs, little short legs. They walk around, so it's not like a very, he's just not really rushed towards the end thing. It's like. Get a very slow down. Life is to be savored. One of my favorite quotes. And he's eating it. Sort of vibes from him. And but also like a bear, there is also a very deep undercurrent. You do have that deep fury buried deep down below that can come out under stress.
Sure.
So what I'm getting from this, just thinking in game terms, especially maybe this used to be more of what we consider like a mountainy sort of region, but it's kind of slowly becoming more wasteland in game terms. Like it's drying up, things are dying around it. So in the like area around this city, although there's enough water still there that like the terraces are still maintained, all the silvery green and beautiful. The land around it is pretty barren.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of travel from the city through the waste to get to anything else.
Absolutely.
In the area. So that's cool.
I like that.
And then Santi, why do you think your bear is traveling?
Yeah.
I think that my bear is traveling because my family restaurant, not really a restaurant, I want to say just up in the mountains, they had the little like, what are the little like one room closet sized little
izakaya?
Izakaya. The family izakaya that they ran.
Oh my God.
Giant bears like running into it and like preparing little dishes all expertly and stuff like that. It burned down. I think it burned down. And so now it's like,
who burned it down?
That's
Is that a lightning
question. What happened? I don't know. But that is seen as the sign because it's been for some time that among the family where it's like hinted at, it's like, time to strike out and see the world maybe. And he's just being very content, being settled, loves the like life and stuff like that. And so this was the catalyst for our reluctant hero to go on a journey.
I love that. I like it. And I'm wondering if I'm wondering just how our characters would meet up. But Rainey, what's the next?
So the next steps would be to wrap up your items. So you're going to have a personal item, your favorite thing, usually not a useful thing, but something you always have with you. So it can be your favorite book or the ribbon in your hair or, a piece of home that you take with you. Kind of like your key connection in Call of Cthulhu, but without being for spooky purposes.
Traumatizing, yeah.
Okay. So you're gonna have that, and then you have 1,000 gold to spend on any items you might want to have with you for your journeys. So considering now that we know where we're starting, at least together, I think what we'll do for our first session is kind of play the group meeting and getting together and probably stuff happening and then setting out from the city. But consider as part of what you purchase, like if you're traveling through this type of area, what would you likely take with you? But I think the one thing, the group's not technically together yet, but why don't we talk about what you think your preferences are for the group roles so we can make sure we know to pick that up for session one. So let me grab my cheaty sheet of roles.
I also just want to note if you want your item, if you're buying items and you want it to be cute, it costs double.
Yeah, it's true.
Cute times 2, beautiful times 2, sturdy times 3, high quality times 5.
Oh my gosh.
And keep in mind, you already have your mastered weapons. You can spend the gold to add those modifiers onto your existing items as well.
All right.
So just something to keep in mind. But rolls. All right. Here's
light armor
this
costs
one.
9.
And
I'm just thinking if I have an animal or not. Like,
one is free.
A character can take one animal with them without having to worry about
like maybe like a little parrot or something.
Oh wait, I would. It can also be a riding animal. Or a riding animal.
Oh yeah, okay, probably yeah.
Riding animals are more expensive. They're cool.
Definitely gonna have a pack animal.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yep.
Oh my god. So if you take the animal, tough times 2, clever times 3, bad attitude times 0.7. So
it's cheaper if you have a shitty animal. Oh my god. Or they don't listen to you sometimes.
Yeah, I love that. Oh my god.
All right. So what do you all want to do?
So roles. Again, this is part of how you contribute to the group. The leader kind of has final word on anything that needs a decision and also tracks initiative during any combat that may occur. The mapper is the person who does the direction check during traveling. It uses int, so just something to keep in mind.
Yeah.
And you would do the map updates to kind of keep track of where you are and where you're going. Quartermaster keeps track of the supplies, food and water for the group. And the journal keeper keeps the diary of your grand adventures. Now, there are 3 of you, which means you can have one role that's like shared by the group or rotates through the group as well, or something that's like minor that you want me to pick up, but otherwise if it's role-based, you still have to do it. So totally up to you how you want to split these up, but those are the official party roles in the game.
I think map for me for sure. Map.
Okay.
Maker.
What's your int?
Oh, it's good. It's 8.
Okay.
What's your app? I feel like I fall kind of naturally into quartermaster. I was already thinking of taking a pack animal like anyway.
Yeah.
So.
And I do have as well. So the rules have a special. If you choose cook as artisan, you can have the camp cook skill. And Santi, I know I've shown that to you before. But basically, and I'll resend it to you so you have it. I saw your face. But basically, kind of like what I was talking about with that one spell, he can like kick it up a notch, so he can take your rations and like upgrade their quality level, which helps with your condition checks and stuff like that. Or if you fail your check really bad, you can give everyone food poisoning, which is also exciting. Very into it. So
that'll never happen.
Oh
yeah. No.
Poison. Everyone's sick. It's not because
how did that even occur? So there you go.
All right.
That's the trail cooking skill.
Nice.
Which goes with your rustic style. So you can add that to your skills. But yeah, so I figure anything you want to have immediately, feel free to start spending some of your gold so you have basic stuff. I mean, clothe thyself or whatever.
Clothe thyself.
Upgrade your weapons, whatever it is you want to do. We can build shopping into session 1 once you figure out where you're setting out to. So like you can leave money aside for that as well. But I figure what our first story will build together is why and how exactly y'all meet up and then decide to stay together as you leave this city. So we can figure that all out next time. But
right. Okay. I think I don't think I picked a role.
So we're still looking at those.
Right.
So I guess, I mean, unless y'all want me to, I think we could all do the journal. I think that would be fun. If all of us contribute to the journal.
Yeah.
So I could be the leader and keep track of initiative and turn order during battle.
Right.
And since I'll be the one fighting, I think that might be a little easier for me to keep track of.
Yeah. And it makes sense as the noble in the group when they aren't agreeing on stuff. You're like, we're going to do that.
This is what we're doing. We're done. Yeah. Moving on.
So many arguments. I can't wait.
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah.
Very good.
Oh my gosh. This is exciting. I'm really excited.
Oh, good.
Me too.
Yeah.
I know you were having a tough time.
I was struggling a little.
There, so I'm glad that you're back on track.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when the character that's coming through, it's like, that's not what I thought was happening.
Right. Exactly.
Like, who the heck are you?
I know. Exactly. And but I'm never one to like force a character just because I'm like, I have to play this, I'm like, I never like that. So that's why I'm always like, okay, I'll listen to my gut. And I'm like, I've been doing that with all my characters. So I might as well just try this. Do it this way. And thank you for being patient with me as I was hemming and hawing.
I mean, a battle maid would have been nice, but you know.
Why do you do this? Why are you doing this to me?
So I've already bought my equipment. I bought clothes. I bought the basic kit, which gives you, you know, your traveling gear.
Okay.
Yep.
I took a flute as my instrument, which I gave the modifiers of beautiful for ×2, but cursed for ×0.5.
What?
No, you got
Why? No.
Why not?
And also a hand mirror with the broken condition. So I'm going to figure out the backstory between the broken mirror and the cursed flute, but I think they go together.
Oh yeah, maybe need to do some fixing there.
Yeah,
Very
maybe
cool.
I want to get back to being a fox again. Maybe I don't like being in human form.
Oh.
You're like stuck.
Cursed to be a human. I hate
So
it.
we need to
the
like
worst
have
race to
It
be in
is.
any game.
Yes, who'd want to play a human after all? Isn't that richly ironic?
I hope some certain people are listening.
Yes,
You're betraying everyone.
I know. I'm still playing a garbage hoe.
What?
At the
I
end
don't
of the
think
day.
so. I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Betraying everyone, you know.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I
Oh, I see.
Oh, I see what you're doing there. Wow, there's all these herbs and stuff you can buy, and like.
Yeah, definitely. You want to take some time and go over everything.
Yeah, I'll review that. Mhm.
So we get a free animal and then 1,000 gold. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
What kind of animals can we get?
What kind of animals live in your world? You tell me.
I want a baby
Boom.
jackalope.
Okay, great.
Oh, nice.
Perfect. Stab
Oh.
+1.
Yeah, yeah. Stabby,
Baby.
stabby.
Gores in ankle.
That's right. At the right time. I just like it because rabbits can be very mean, very bitey.
Yes, they can.
So I like the idea of a jackalope just being like, I'm going to gore you.
I've only ever been bitten by 2 animals in my entire life.
Whoa.
Well, besides my bird.
Yeah.
Because birds be birding.
Yeah.
But like other, like in working with animals. One was a
Yeah.
rabbit.
Uh-huh.
And literally like someone's like, oh, can you feed the rabbit? And I was like, here's some alfalfa. And it just goes honk. Like,
Oh my God.
at me, like some sort of horrible beast. I wasn't afraid of rabbits. I became afraid.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And the other one was a 3-legged chihuahua. So
Aw,
Well, that
that's
tracks.
kinda,
That
yeah,
tracks.
that's track.
I
Yeah,
tried to do the
rabbits-
thing I do with owls where I'm like, look at this hand, so I could grab. Chihuahua was not tricked
Like,
by
nope.
my owl tricks. So
Oh yeah, and I also took my pet fox and I gave it clever and also bad attitude. So
perfect.
I'm asking for it.
Yeah,
with
you
this
are.
character.
I love it. It's so
Cursed
good.
flute and a bad attitude pet.
I hope my jackalope doesn't like start attacking your fox.
We'll see. They're gonna get into it. They're gonna chase each other around for sure.
Oh my God.
Also, I found a song title generator that's the AI is so horrible it actually sounds like
Oh, it makes it good.
Ooh.
like bad Japanese translations.
Yeah.
So you know, there's like
Nice.
daydreams of freedom, moment of people,
Yep.
you
Moment
know,
of people. Yep.
summer of the good life,
Oh no.
So
devil
good.
of my party. So it's good
Wait,
stuff.
what?
You're like, it's about myself. It's an
Yeah.
autobiographical.
Yeah,
story.
exactly. Yeah. Belong to my eyes. That's a good one.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah. So this will be
Brian,
my
I
song
know.
title generator. Oh, here's a good one. Whatever and circus.
Okay. Nice.
Super end machine. This is amazing.
Oh
All
my
right. So
gosh.
this is like when Des was using Inspirobot for
Opal.
Opal.
Yeah. Oh, that was cool. It's good
Long time ago.
times.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Those are very fun times. All right. Well, was there
Yeah.
anything else that we should do? Are we feeling okay, Rainey? Are you feeling like we're in a good place?
Yeah, no, I think we've established enough about the city. So instead of like starting our adventure with just setting out, we'll start our journey in the city with things happening there.
Yeah.
And then we'll end next session leaving and doing town generation for the next place that you end up.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm
it should be fun.
super stoked. I'm
Yeah.
curious, how far away is the Bearkins family from the city?
Yeah, we're gonna have to figure that out.
So many questions.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm mostly thinking about pack animals right now. So
Very important. Yes.
That
Like,
is.
is it a llama? Is it a giant boa
bird?
constrictor?
Is it
Like, who knows?
is it a dinosaur?
Like, it just keeps all the gear inside of it and then goes.
Oh my god. That's the most rainy idea I've ever heard.
Very much that. I'm thinking it's a dinosaur of some sort. I don't know why, but that just
dinos
popped
are
into my
good.
mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right.
Awesome. Well, as you finish up stuff, as you're thinking about gear, continue sharing in the Discord.
Yes.
Any
Will do.
fun secret details, I'm excited to hear them, to use them against you later
Yay.
for the sake of our wonderful story to tell the dragon. Not too much against you, just a little against you for flavor.
Yeah.
But
Totally.
yeah, awesome. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. This is awesome.